Hey everyone, Ross here. Do you ever feel like things just aren't going the way that they used to? You might be struggling getting clients to sign up, and it can be really depressing if you just get no after no after no. Well, I'm going to talk you through our belief and reward systems to ensure that you can make the most of every opportunity in growing your production company. Now, as humans, we always work on beliefs and rewards. Now, right now, you will be craving rewards, especially with the current circumstances that we're in. And you might have already noticed that you're like getting the little wins, which is the extra 5 minutes in bed. It's the extra piece of chocolate. And by moving these boundaries is a really bad thing for your business. Because instead of treating yourself when you should do after you've done something good, you're just rewarding yourself as and when that you please. And that then makes it really, really hard to focus on the things that aren't as enjoyable, such as running a business and going out and getting more leads, and particularly sales. And this is where I'm going to start to talk about our belief and reward systems. Now, you need to change your mindset, and what I do is I often think that, I might want to binge watch that series, or I might want to watch an extra episode, or have some chocolate, or whatever it is that is the reward that you crave. I take that and think, I will have that if I do an extra hour of work, or if I do this. If I achieve a goal that I predetermine and set out, then I will get that reward. It's just to do with your mindset, and you have to place these restraints on yourself, because if you don't, you will just fall into not doing any work and just taking the quick wins and the rewards, and that's not going to build you a successful business. And that's why so many people fail, because they won't allow themselves to take control of what they're doing. Okay, so if you find yourself wanting those quick rewards and craving those extra things, set out a goal beforehand that you won't have that reward until you've achieved at least something, and give it your best shot. Now, in terms of sales, we need to be thinking about your belief structure and your reward. Now, what does BS stand for? And it's not bullshit, it's your belief systems. And that's what this board behind me is on. So at the top there, we've got P for potential, A for action, R for results, and B for beliefs. And they are all interlinked. And I'm going to use an analogy here of when you go into something half-hearted. So if you have a belief that is, well, someone who wants to lose weight, for instance, let's take it out of our industry as production company owners. And we're going to look at someone who wants to lose weight. Now, if they think that, well, okay, I believe that I'm actually not going to lose 2 stone. I'm probably only going to lose a little bit of weight. Maybe they've been trodden down in the past, and they're allowing past experiences to affect the current present time. Then their belief isn't going to be as strong. So they go into that with 50% belief. So what happens when if they have the belief of that, they're only going to have the potential of achieving at least 50%. If they don't believe that they'll achieve 100% of their goal, then the potential that they have is only 50%. So then when we look at moving across to action, we're then looking at, well, okay, of that 50% potential, what action are they going to have? At the most, they're only going to put in 50% action. Therefore, the results are only going to be 50% as strong. And what does that fuel? That fuels your belief, and it tells yourself that you were right. You were right to think that you weren't going to lose all that weight because you thought you would only lose half as much to begin with. That's instantly, because you didn't attack it with the same belief, you didn't have the same potential, and therefore your actions and results just follow what your potential was and what your belief was. And what that does is it refuels your thoughts that you had initially that they were correct. And what that does is it fuels your thoughts and tells them that you were correct to think that, you were correct to go on past circumstances, even though that today is completely different and tomorrow will be different to today. So when we're talking about sales, you'll hear about salespeople making a whole string of successful sales and then all of a sudden nothing. They just fall short and then they lose their jobs. They might be in a harsh sales environment where they have to hit targets. And they go through like a winning spell and then nothing. And that's because when one person turns around and says, no, your belief in what you're doing isn't there anymore. It's not what it used to be. You're not on that high. So that takes a knock. And then all of a sudden you start getting more and more and more, and it builds up so that when you're going into these sales or these talks with your clients, you don't truly believe that you have a good service or a good product to sell. And therefore, that's going to come across in your potential, your action, your body language, and the results are, guess what? You're not going to get the sale. And therefore, that fuels the belief and background you go. So you need to break that belief system and that structure there. Now, if you limit your belief, then you will limit your results. And it's as simple as that. You need to constantly think about how your service is going to benefit your client and believe that. You know, we've all gone into this business because we believe that what we will do will make a difference. We believe we can make high-end quality content that is going to benefit their businesses and it's going to help them sell more. That's the idea behind video, is it's often promotional and advertising, and therefore it's going to sell more of their products. So they need your services, and if you don't believe in that, then you need to question, why don't you believe in that, and start to address those situations and think, okay, maybe there's a different USP, maybe there's a different service that you can offer within what you're doing. Maybe you shift your focus slightly while you build your beliefs back up. So use this layout, use this board, and think about it all the time. When you feel like you're getting a bit down, think of your belief structure and think about every time you pick up the phone. If your heart's not in it, then you've only got half as much chance of getting that sale or winning that pitch. You know, another example here is when you pitch for work and you create a deck and you put together your idea of the proposal. Now, a lot of the time in the back of people's heads is the fact that that takes so much time and energy to come up with, and you might not get the job. Well, I can guarantee that if you spent half as much time, because you don't want to waste time, you spend half as much time putting the deck together and you submit that forward, what have we just learned? You've spent half as much time, so you have half as much potential, you put in half as much action, so you've got a 50-50% chance, and I can guarantee you'll be pitching against people who are putting in 100% into their pitch, and therefore you're not going to win. So you need to be thinking about this and in the back of your head about your BS, your belief systems at all times, and therefore your rewards are going to be much higher in terms of your results. You need to be putting in about 80% effort for 20% results. If you're doing anything much less than that and you're not giving it your full time, then you can't be surprised at the results that you're going to get from it. So stop limiting yourself. I hope that you found this belief system useful. It really does break down how you need to approach every single time you go into a meeting or you pitch for a project. And if you're in a point at the moment where you've had a string of no's and people who aren't interested in your service, you need to go into the next one with 100% belief that you are in this for the right reasons and that you can make that sale and grow your business. So to summarize, if you don't think that you have the potential, then you're not going to put in as much action, and therefore your results aren't going to be what you had hoped for, and that just fuels your belief. And then it goes around in your belief system for the next time as well. So when you have potential, you need to be giving it 100% every time. If you found this information useful, go and join the Perspective Academy Facebook group. We have live Q&As with business owners, entrepreneurs, people in your situation. We can use it as a community to help each other. And I'm sure if you apply this to any backward steps in your business, then you will find the reason behind why you're not signing up as many clients and becoming as successful as you can be.